Good morning to all present today. I take this opportunity to say a few words about our institution. Established in 1998, SA Engineering College is an autonomous institution under Anna University located at Veer Raghapuram near Thiruvarkadu, Chennai. It is headed by Dr. S. Ramachandran as our principal. The college is aggregated by NBA and NAC with A grade. The institution was founded by late Mr. D. Sudarsanam, who served as an MLA once. The governing board is comprised of several distinguished members. Mr. Duraisamy served as chairman, Mr. D. Parandaman as vice chairman. Role of secretary and treasurer and correspondent are headed by Dr. D. Dasarathan, Mr. S. Amarnath, respectively. Additionally, Mr. S. Gopinath contribute as joint secretary and Dr. S. Sabrinath fulfills duties of director. I'm really honored to give a glimpse of our department. The Department of Computer Science and Business System was established in the year 2021 with an intake of 60. Now, the course is approved by AICTE and now it's headed by Dr. Anthony Das A. Now I'd like to introduce our distinguished chief guest, Mr. Durga Balasubramanian, for the today's tech series. And Mr. Durga Balasubramanian has 19 years of IT industry experience in banking domain and certified cloud architect with exposure to public cloud infrastructure, AWS, Azure and Pivotal Cloud Foundry. An exposure to variety of technologies like mainframe, Spring Boot Java, cloud technologies, microservices, DevSecOps, Dockers, and Kubernetes. She also has an experience as an DevOps engineer, designed scalable and robust architecture, ensuring seamless CI/CD pipelines in GitLab, encompassing secure software development lifecycle. He has worked as a data analyst in machine learning and NLP expertise to extract insights from unstructured data as a data scientist. And she has experience in CRM domain with exposure to Microsoft Dynamics 365, Azure services, Power BI, and data architecture with Snowflake, Airflow, and Kafka integration, and lots more. She has been awarded as LOV Award 2019 for excellent developing and leading solution architect, and Dronachari Award 2013 from Cognizant Academy for her best mentoring skill. It's a truly an honor to have you in our midst in this joyous occasion, ma'am. We are truly glad that you have accepted our invitation and taken our time out of this busy schedule to be with us, ma'am. Now I request Ms. Sudha Balasubramaniam to proceed with the session. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, for your generous introduction. I'm really honored, and I am here today to present to you all with the cloud computing in industry. So based on my industry experience and the current trend, I am here to talk more about the cloud computing. So I have agenda just to talk about what is cloud and its characteristics. Then I will also explain what are the benefits of cloud and different types of service models available and the way it's deployed in the industry. And finally, we will see with more real world examples of cloud computing. Cloud skills is mandatory in the big picture of any software engineer skills roadmap, because knowing alone your programming language won't be enough. You should also understand how you can deploy this, whatever you have developed with using your Java or Python or any programming language code, to make it as a very robust application. It should be deployed in any of the cloud infrastructure. So that's how your software engineering skill set, learning, or your career would be completed with the help of cloud skills. That is very vital in the current organization trend. Let's start with a simple analogy comparison to understand with the example. So why cloud? Let's understand with the example of Ola, right? You have all traveled with the Ola Uber cab, correct? So the moment you go with the Ola share or Uber share, what will happen? You are sharing the cost instead of paying for the entire travel. You also determine what is your destination, where you need to reach, and how long you travel. At the same time, along with you, there are some other co-passengers also would be traveling. So each of you paying your individual amount rather than you entirely paying for the overall amount for your whatever you have traveled for. Again, you can have a different options to travel. You can opt for a small vehicle or a SUV, larger one, depends on the size and the comfort. So exactly in the same way, your cloud also will work as a multi-tenant, which means it can be shared across by many consumers. It might be the organization. We have a number of organizations sharing the same cloud provided by AWS or Microsoft Azure. It might be Google Cloud Platform. You name it, there are many cloud platforms. So with this simple comparison, what we are trying to achieve here is, instead of, as an organization, instead of maintaining all these data center components, you need a server, storage, and then the LAN, security patches. You also need a air conditioning to take care of your entire servers. So if you hand over this to the cloud provider like AWS, they will be taking care of these things. We will not have any headache of maintaining all these things. So with that, for us, the moment I wanted to consume any cloud application, or I want to create a new server, new application, new apps, or even your mobile apps, anything you want to achieve, it can be achieved
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So the cloud comes with the option of multi-tenancy model. So the cost would be very effective for the organizations to adopt easily. So what is cloud? So whatever based on the analogy that we have understood based on the Ola Uber share. So it comes as a pay as you go model where your cloud computing is a model for enabling a convenient on demand. Whenever you need, you will get the access. And then once you are done with your work, you can just close it and you will need not pay for your rest of the days, right? So it might be available as a network server storage application or services that can be quickly provisioned at the same time with the minimal effort, just a click away manner. In a simple click, whatever application I want to access or I want to launch now, I will just click it and then I will get it. In order to quantify or qualify as what is cloud computing as such, is there are 5 characteristics that you can understand. One, on demand self service. Whenever I need, I will get it in a seconds. I need not wait for 6 months or 1 year to set up my system, do the security patches, and the servers ensuring all the latest versions are installed. So it's available on demand. And the next important point is broad network access. Anywhere you can access from your mobile, from your system, from the office network, or it might be anywhere. It's available across globe because the data centers provided by the cloud is available throughout the globe via the fibers. So in each region, whether in US, in Europe region, or it might be in Asia Pacific like India, everywhere the data centers are spread across. So your network bandwidth, your latency will be very, very less. The bandwidth will be very, very much higher. The third one is rapid elasticity. The main reason why we are all going for cloud is the elasticity in nature. Whenever I need some additional resource, automatically it will be provisioned based on the demand goes up. Whenever the demand goes down, automatically it will be maintaining with the less or lowest request. So thus you are saving the cost. The best example is in the Amazon app. When you are ordering something during the big million sales or hot sales time, there will be millions of users suddenly using the application. So it has to withstand this traffic, the huge sudden demand traffic, by quickly ramping up your resources with the rapid elasticity. Also, we are saving the cost because when there is no use, automatically it will go back to its the minimum requirement. Let's say out of, I can say maximum I need 10 servers when there is a huge demand, peak season. And whenever in the normal time, I can even go with the 2 servers itself. So this can be handled from the cloud with the help of auto scaling. The next one is the resource pooling. As we compared with the Ola share, since we are sharing these resources across multiple consumers, the cost is very less. And finally, it will give you the measured services. You know, even before using it, okay, how much I am going to measure it. Is like the moment you travel in Ola, you know upfront, okay, you are going to pay 200 rupees or 100 rupees for your travel. Similarly, in cloud also, you will know, okay, this is my budget. This is for my company, this is my yearly budget. So I am going to consume these services for this much amount, right? $1 million or etc. So you can easily measure the services as per your need. So to summarize, the benefit is because of its global in minutes. Instantly, you can, with a few clickaways, you can launch your application. You need not worry about spending lot of money, initial investment at the beginning, because you are not going to set up your data center and rack of servers, maintaining that servers with air cooling, the security updates, taking care of everything. So you are just delegating this to the cloud provider because they are maintaining the data center. You need not do any initial investment. As such, you will consume the service whenever you need in your seconds. Also, you need not worry about how much capacity you are going to use because it's going to automatically adjust the resources, CPU, memory, etc., based on the usage. That's where the auto scaling is very helpful. It's very useful for the massive economics of scale. So in the current world, data is a king. Everywhere we are consuming lot of data, either from your social media, the large files, and a number of unstructured data is generated, augmented day by day, where you will maintain all this data with less cost. right? So that's where your massive economies of scale is benefited with the help of cloud provided services. We can increase the speed and agility. So in the traditional method, before cloud was started adapted in the market, we used to spend a lot of time to launch a new application. Let's say if I need to launch a new feature in my application, it will take even 6 months or 1 year. Nowadays it has become very quicker in a 2 weeks of the time or in a month of time, because of the speed and agility that is provided by the cloud. Scalability is the key game changer in the cloud industry, especially cloud computing. Why we are adopting is, instead of vertically scaling by adding more CPU, memory, etc., cloud will help you to horizontal scale, to scale horizontally in such a way that I can take the copy of your machines, virtual machines, the server that you are using, like I want 10 copies or 5 copies, you can just instantly scale them. So this is the key capability of cloud that is helping you in automatic scaling. The next important thing is resiliency. Any organization need to keep their data securely at the same time in case of any natural disaster or a civil unrest due to the war it's happening in the country. So you should keep your data secure in such a way that it has to withstand any of these natural disasters, or it might be some malicious attack. Some wrong people will keep intruding your system and they will try to steal the data as well. We will call it as a DDoS attacks. To avoid this, to keep your data safely and multiple copies of your data is saved in the cloud, that's why we are calling it as a very resilient one. It's a scalable, resilient, it will withstand any abnormal conditions. Because if one region is completely down due to a flood in particular location, let's say there is a flood in Chennai, I have my data, everything copied in that Chennai region, I can also have a backup. The same data that I have taken can be backed up in the some other region like Mumbai. So the moment we have taken the backup, in case of any flood in the Chennai region, automatically from the Mumbai region it will start up and running. So this is very important feature why organization is going for cloud. The next is the network latency. The data that we are using is traveling across the globe, right? From you may be accessing from anywhere, from any location. So the latency has to be addressed because you have a heavy content, you have a videos, and then you may have audios, the pictures, your actual code itself, the heavy code, everything is saved locally to your location. So let's say if there is a live match, cricket match happening in Australia, right? So you can still watch from Chennai without any issues, because the cloud provider will ensure the network latency is taken care by keeping the mini data centers locally. They will keep the data in, also the copy of the data also in your local location. So these are all the important benefits, because we want a quicker experience by having a less latency. So how the cloud computing models are provided, delivered to you for use. This is very important because this is how your application is used in the sense of how it's exposed in the cloud world. We'll call it as a service model. Either it can be available as a software as a service for you to easily consume and use it as it is, or it might be a platform as service or infrastructure as a service. So I'll just quickly show you some examples to understand. So first we'll take a infrastructure as a service. You will only hire the infrastructure. Let's say you want to use Apple MacBook, right? How difficult it would be to buy a Apple MacBook, rather than if you just go and get it in the Amazon AWS by just telling, okay, I want to use it for 4 hours to complete my lab exercise, my training. Okay, after that, I don't need. So you are just going to hire the infrastructure itself, like a Windows, Linux, your Mac OS itself from the cloud provider, use it. The moment you have completed with the use, then you can just close it. You need not pay for the remaining hours. You will be only paying based on the per hour basis. For first 4 hours you have used, you will be paying only for the 4 hours. The next one is you can host web applications, website, etc. by creating your own web page with the help of infrastructure that you are getting it from your cloud provider. The third key thing is for the storage, backup, and recovery. So at any point of time, even if we are using your Gmail and other Google Drive, etc., so you will keep you want your data to be stored safely, or whenever you want to restore, right? If you are changing your mobile, you want to restore it from the cloud. That's how in the background your cloud is storing your data by taking the backup, so that whenever you need, if your current system crashes, then you can pull the data from the backup place. So next is the PaaS, platform as a service. So the moment you start writing a programming language in Java, Python, etc., you need to run it. The program has to be run it in the runtime environment. Also, we need to do the complete life cycle of your software development can happen in the platform as a service. So this is where we call it as a development framework. Your development framework along with the end-to-end life cycle for your complete software development is provided by the cloud provider in the name of or in the flavor of platform as a service. Also, it will give you the analytics and business intelligence to come up with your product design decisions and the investment returns and other important decisions. The last one is the software as a service. So the software as a service you are all using in your day-to-day life. It's nothing but your Google apps, your Gmail, Google Drive, Google Sheets, etc. So this we are just consuming in just a with a URL based, right? You are giving the URL, okay, www.com, google.com, gmail.com. You need not worry about what is happening behind the scene. It might be how much storage is required, what is the infrastructure they are using, how long it's running, how to maintain all this underlying infrastructure. There is no need to worry about it. You are just consuming as it is with the subscription based. Maybe the subscription might be free or premium, 6 months or 1 year. So this is the best or the most used flavor of cloud computing in any industries, because every industry is going with software as a service so that they can easily ramp up the services that they are looking for. It will be instantly available for the organization to adopt. So even it might be a HR application, any application you want to go for, it will be readily available as a ready-made option for you. So that's what we talked about: the Outlook, Hotmail, Yahoo, etc., the Google Drive. These are all working based on this software as a solution. So either you can get only the infrastructure alone, the servers alone, along with the operating system, etc., or you can get a platform. Along with that, you can get a database, middleware, some additional layers. On top of that, SaaS is something you need not worry about anything. Just get the application in a ready-made mode as a mobile apps, or it might be any application. You can consume it immediately. Now let's move on to the deployment model. Now we have built and we have taken the flavor of infrastructure as a service, software as a service, how you are deploying it, where you are deploying. Again, organization use different flavors. One, the public cloud, that's where your Amazon, AWS, and the Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud Platform, they are all called as a public cloud. So there are many other organizations, many other consumers will consume it in a multi-tenancy mode. So that is called public cloud. Second is the private cloud. Let's say if your organization want to keep the individual cloud for your organization, because your data is confidential and no one else could see. For an example, banking sector, they have to maintain all the credit card and credential informations, right? It should not be stored in the public cloud, they can create a private cloud. Also, we have a community cloud, like community people, for an example, healthcare. All the doctors together, they can create one forum, the cloud forum. They can. It's only based on the industry, like a retail industry, healthcare, education. Let's say you are joining any colleges, so all the colleges can together. They can form a community. They can have a common framework template and store the data in the cloud. So this is called community cloud. In the current industry model, they will go for a multi-cloud. So each cloud will provide their individual unique services. So one, for example, for a machine learning, artificial intelligence, one cloud provider like AWS might be very good when compared to other AWS services. For other services, you can consume different cloud providers. So this is where you will start consuming different multi-cloud providers. Depends on your use. So we do have the pioneering cloud providers in the market. First one is Amazon, AWS Web Series, Azure, provided by Microsoft. Then we have IBM itself provides its cloud, IBM Cloud, Oracle Cloud, Google Cloud Platform, Rackspace. So these are all. There are many more like Alibaba Cloud, etc. But the whatever I have listed here is the leaders in the cloud industry. So how these service providers offers for us is there are many things they will offer, like it might be a 2000 plus services they will offer, depends on your requirement. To start with, you can see here we can get a compute, only the operating system, the server. You can get a storage like 10 GBs of data you want to store and backup, the database to keep the data. You want to migrate from one location to another location, they will help you with the services. Networking and content delivery. So everywhere we need a network, right? Even if in your home, if the internet has to work, there are cables, the fibers through which the network we have 4G, 5G. So similarly, AWS or any cloud provider, they will have their data center spread across the globe, and they will help with the networking and the fast, quickest content delivery for you. Also, there are many tools like developer tools, management tools to manage what is the cost, what is the performance, how it's performing, etc. Media services, so video streaming, and if you want to create any audio translation from one language to another language, you have it. Let's say today there is a meeting going on. If the meeting transcription has to be enabled, then again this transcription has to be stored somewhere in the cloud, and it can also be translated from English to some other language. So all these things can be achievable with the help of cloud applications offerings. They will also provide you the analytics tool. There are big data, large volume of data that we are handling. So we need to understand, okay, what is the data pattern? So who are all the group who will be interested to join computer science, who are interested to join electronics and communication? Now I can understand the pattern by storing the data and process this data, so that finally I can have a beautiful visualization out of this data. And of course, machine learning, artificial intelligence, if you do set up in your own server or system, it's very difficult because you have to train a large model or with a huge volume of data, which is not at all possible in your local system. So this cloud provider, they will give you the model, they will give you the infrastructure to run the huge workloads, the data, and also they will be updating with the latest model. We can just consume these machine learning, artificial intelligence applications from them. Also the AR and VR and customer engagement. You want to have a customer support, to enable that, to automate the customer support. It can be done with the cloud services. In real world applications of cloud computing, so the first one is data storage. As the data is growing day by day, as we use more data from the social media and the so many from other places, your data storage is very important. Even we need a data storage to keep our photos, your videos, etc., to be safely backed up, right? So data storage. The next is the e-commerce. You have your IoTs, Internet of Things. It will automatically sensor and it will say, okay, which track is available now, which track is rack is empty, where depends on your retail market in the e-commerce like Amazon, Walmart, etc. And big data analytics. This is the key service, real-time example that most of the industries are using the cloud services. Internet of Things, based on the sensors, physical devices, you will able to automate and simulate so that it will make our job easy. And the software development testing, you will be developing a number of program codes, languages. So this software development testing should be enabled with the end-to-end life cycle. You have all the applications available and provided by the cloud provider. And finally, the business applications like a software as a service. Whenever you want to consume, they will tell you, okay, we have a HR based application already available. We have a customer relationship management application available. Just we will go and consume it. Industries being transformed by cloud computing. So almost all the industries are now using, almost every organization has adopted cloud technology. There is no organization is still we can't say okay they haven't started adopting the cloud, because cloud has become the vital and very essential for all the organization to operate quicker, faster, with cost effectiveness, and as well as with more secure manner. So what are the various industries? Like we have a banking and financial service. In all the banking and financial industry, cloud is very important. Without that, I don't think we can achieve it. And in the education field, healthcare. So healthcare, where we need to keep all the patient data safely, and also you need to automate some of the process, especially during the COVID pandemic. We cannot physically, you cannot go and expose to the impacted patients, right? So there are some automated IoT devices that really helping. And the entertainment, obviously you are, if you have listened to Netflix and Spotify, you can appreciate okay your how cloud is really transforming this entertainment world, where you can watch anything at any time because of the cloud architecture behind the scene. And the retail industry like your Walmart or whatever supermarket that we are purchasing in AWS apps, etc. Automotive industry, especially in the car industry, the parts, the quality engineering, everything will be taken care. The inventory of the data for the car parts is automated via the cloud. And the real estate, and finally insurance. So insurance, you have a number of customer database that has to be maintained, and you need some automated way to handle it. So why is cloud first strategy is important to organization? Because it's faster time to market. They are, it will help you to achieve your outcome results in a quick manner. You can only build once and then you can use many times. Reusability, it's very scalable. As I told, automatically it will scale based on the demand goes down and up. Resilient, even if there is a natural disaster or any issues, abnormal conditions, everything will is kept safe, because it will keep the copy of your application data in multiple location, help you to restore them. It's very cost effective because we are using consuming pay as you go model. What whenever you want you consume, how much ever you want you just consume. You only pay for what you have consumed, per hour basis, per month basis, etc. So you, there is no long time commitment to keep your entire application system servers for your use. Moreover, it's vital because every industry is moving towards cloud. So that's where we are. There is no cloud, like how there is, without no internet we cannot survive. Without cloud, the organizations cannot survive. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. I think hope you can understand and appreciate why cloud computing is important and very essential in the industry, the current industry, to take care of everything.
Respected dignitaries, staffs, and dear friends, as we have come to close of this memorable occasion, it is my great privilege to extend a vote of thanks on behalf of the Department of Computer Science and Business System. Firstly, I would like to thank or express our heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, Mrs. Durga Balasubramaniam, for gracing us with a presence and sharing invaluable insights that have undoubtedly enriched our gathering. I thank you again for delivering a thoughtful, provoking, and enlightening speech, ma'am. Your expertise and perspective have provided us with much to ponder and will surely contribute to our discussions and actions in the days ahead. The session was informative and engaging. Thank you once again, ma'am. Thank you so much for this session, ma'am.
Thank you.